In this section, I want to make some changes to my topology so that I can start the BGP discussion. So what I am going to do is to add one more router here and change the router 5 to one of the ISPs, and the router that I'm going to add is going to be another ISP in my network. So let's go to switch 1 first of all. Click on configure and click on switch 1, and here I'm going to add another VLAN. The VLAN is going to be the VLAN between router 4 and the new ISP, because router 4 is going to connect to one of my ISPs. So I am going to name that VLAN for example 48, okay, and the first port is going to be 48.1. So I have VLAN 48 added, 48.2, and that's it. I can add one more. Okay, now I want to add a VLAN between router 3 and router 5, and I have it already, so I don't need to change it. Just I will change the router 5's implementation. That's okay. So click on OK and rename the router 5 to ISP 2, for example. And it tells me that a connected device cannot be renamed. Let me see what is the connection between router 5 and switch 1. It is Ethernet 1, 2, 3, 52. Okay, click on this link, delete it, rename it to ISP2, and again 352 is gonna be connected to Ethernet 1 of ISP2. So if I check, this is exactly what I'm going to have. That's it. So let's add another router here. Just want to add a MikroTik router here. Put it rename it to ISP1, change the host name to ISP1, and now close this. Add this ISP to, for example, Ethernet 0 of this to 481. That's it. I want to change a very slight configuration on this. I want to add a link to router 4, for example, Ethernet 1 of router 4, and connect it to 482, and I want to remove the connection between this cloud. Actually, I want to add another cloud. Let me open this and add a cloud here, and this is going to be connected to loopback 3. So I select loopback 3 from here, add it, click on OK, and add this to VLAN 48. Now I can use this cloud to connect to router 4 and ISP1 at the same time. I'm using Winbox through this cloud. That's it. Now I need to change the IP address of loopback 3 as well. So I go to my network and sharing center, and here I go to loopback 3 and select the properties and go to IPv4 connections, and instead of 192.168.24, I want to change this to, for example, 148, and this is going to be 1. That's it. Click on OK, close. Now, when I am starting ISP1, I'm going to change the IP address of this, and of course I have a connection to VLAN 48, that is my Ether 2 of router 4, and I'm going to change it. So let's go to my diagram and show this in my diagram. If I right click on this and click on paint, I need to change the name of router 5 to ISP, so I select this and remove it. And change the name to ISP 2 and select the color to be like this. And I want to add another router here, so I select circle and add this ISP like this. Put it up a little bit and add a name for that. That's gonna be ISP1. Okay. Now I want to show you the connections. So I go and select a line, and router 5, as I told you, has a connection to ISP2, ISP1, and the link is Ether2, so it is going to be E2, and I want to make it a little smaller, like this. Yes. No, 14 is enough. Bring it a little down so that it is in a better place. And ISP1 has a connection using Ether1, so I add E1 here. That's it. I want to check to see if this is correct. ISP1 has a connection using E1, that's it. E0 means Ether1. So this is the diagram that I just created from my ISPs and my BGP. I click to save it, and in next section I want to start the routers. I want to connect to router 4 and change the IP address of Ether2 so that I can connect using Winbox through this interface to router 4 and Ether1 of ISP1 to router 1, and other things are all set up.